Hey guys.
Welcome back, guys. I'm so glad you took the time to be with us today. My name is Jay.
And I'm Renz.
And you are watching Conversations with Jay and Renz. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty stuff, please subscribe. If you don't know how to subscribe, just hit that big old red button that says subscribe. All right? And then after you subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. Even if you haven't watched the whole video, like us because you like our faces. At the very least, you love her face. I mean, she is radiant. Okay. All right? And if you don't like it, or us, or our faces, hit the thumbs up button anyway because it's nice just to be nice. Okay. So, today we have a great topic for you. If you missed the first one, please go back and see it. We talked about a lot of good stuff. You don't want to miss it. But today, we're going to talk about what, Renz?
I was about to say dating responsibly. We're talking about who should pursue who.
Who should be pursuing who.
Just a disclaimer, guys. Our baby's right here. If you hear any cooing, any cawing,
forgive us and forgive him in advance.
It's the baby. All right. You know, this quarantine situation, guys.
What you gonna do? It's COVID-19 time. You can't take him to the babysitter.
You understand? So, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So, of course, the traditional, let's call it traditional, way of how we view relationships and the pursuing of one person going after the other is the man going after the woman.
Yep.
Right? That's just what, we've been taught. That's just what, you hear, and it kind of like just stops there, right? Nobody really says much else, right? But we're going to talk about our own feelings on it, what we've learned, and what the Bible has to say about it, right? Because that's where we get pretty much everything we reference, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good book. So let's start with what? Which one would you like to start with?
Well, I think we could start with our story.
Okay.
So,
would you say you pursued me?
Before this discussion, I thought I did, only because I essentially accosted your cousin to connect us.
Yeah.
Where I said, you know what, who's my type? Your cousin is. Like, if you can make that happen.
That's right. Talk to him,
then
girl. Say more.
Gotcha. For life.
That's right.
But, in our discussion, I just realized I let him know I was interested, and then he reached out after she made that connection.
Right.
So
there's like a little loophole there, all right?
There was a loophole.
She didn't really say anything to me directly.
I didn't.
It's a third party, all right? Mutual relationship there between somebody else, and they said, hey, somebody is, just wants to talk to you. And then I had to reach out to her. She didn't call me. My number wasn't given to her.
Nope.
Right? I had to then take the necessary step to actually make the phone call. I could have said no.
He could
have.
And
been no, I'm good. Don't do this blind date stuff, which is what I said initially. But
no, you thought I was a charity case.
Thought you were a charity case. I watched too much Catfish, and then just be out here getting people. I was like, I'm good.
But through your cousin,
that's the only reason. The only reason, because it was my cousin. But anyway. I ended up doing the real pursuit of the thing. So I guess that's technically a loophole, but I believe that a man should be the one to pursue a woman.
Why is that, John?
I believe it, one, because I believe it's clear in the Bible that it kind of outlines. It doesn't really talk about dating in the Bible. It does talk more about marriages in a marriage setting. However, the outlines of what a good marriage should look like should be applied to what a good dating relationship should look like. What roles the man has, what roles the woman has.
So if you want your marriage to reflect...
if you want it to be great, if you want it to be a good marriage where the man is fulfilling his role as the husband, the woman is fulfilling her role as the wife, then you should probably take the necessary components to make that go well, and apply it to the dating.
Which is a biblical reference.
That's what the Bible said.
That's really what marriage is fashioned after.
Sorry, baby.
God created marriage.
Yeah.
So even if you're not a believer, like it or not, if you're married, that is you being a reflection of God in the earth. That's what marriage is. So if you want it to look like that, I believe your dating life, or we believe your dating life should reflect that. So particularly speaking about the man pursuing the woman, that's what happened in the Bible. So with Boaz and Ruth, right? She was gleaning in the field. Actually, she was sleeping when he saw her, right? She was asleep. She wasn't pursuing him, sliding into his DMs. She was asleep.
Slide, man. Stay out the man.
Right? She was asleep, and he pursued her.
Yeah.
And I think the safe space when all of this is kind of what I did, where I just, tossed the ball into one person's hand. And/or, do you think it's okay if a woman said, you know what? Like, I think you're someone who I'd be interested in talking to. And you take it from there? Or is that not okay either?
I think that's as far as you should push the envelope. Like, technically, I don't really see anything wrong with that, technically, right? I don't think it's wrong to say, man, I think you're pretty cool, right? I think you're a pretty interesting, nice person. Yeah, I think it's okay to say that to people, and then let the next steps be taken from the man. But some of y'all be proposing.
Aggressive, yeah.
Listen, you could not propose to me. It just would not happen.
Why, John?
Me? Okay. Let me just relax. You could not propose to me because, one, that is something that, in the same way I think women think about their weddings and how they prepare and the dress and who they're going to invite and what it's going to look like. I mean, men don't go that extensive with it, but we do imagine.
Men do.
All right, I don't know many men that do that, but I'm sure there are men that do that. But what men think about, what I know men do think about, is the proposal. Right? They think about, man, when I find the one, I can't wait to propose to her, save for the ring. That's just what we do. Yeah. Right? And then in the same breath, I think it's real backwards to them. Can you get that thing from the boy? He's just going in and making noise in the background. If, like, women, you can't have it both ways, right? You can't say that, oh, my man is not behaving like a man, he's behaving like a boy, and then go on and do things like, I don't know, propose. I don't know, do things like,
that's good.
Pick up the tab at the dinner table.
That's good. I mean, but that happened to you a few times. Not with us. I'm talking about the stories that you had in the past.
I lied.
Where you forgot your wallet.
I didn't have no money. I wanted to go out on a date.
Oh,
I was a starving artist.
God.
I didn't have no money, so I had to make something up. What you want me to do? Anyway, so you always put my business out to the YouTube verse. Anyway, you can't have it both ways. You need to allow the man to be the man, pursue, lead, take those necessary steps, and have that be the case, or just expect there to be a whole bunch of confusion and annoyances and things that bother both of you.
Yeah, you'd be mom. I think emotionally speaking, women aren't built intrinsically to carry the burden of what men do. So if you start out aggressive, you start pursuing, and we spoke about this in our last video, so go ahead and go watch that now.
Go watch it.
If you start doing those things and you have to maintain it throughout your marriage and relationship, and we're not built for that. That's why a lot of times, going further, single moms, why they're so hard and they're so tough, they have to be, right? But then I feel like emotionally speaking, we're not equipped to carry that. We're not equipped to play both mom and dad, right? There's things that men do naturally that they were built for, versus what women do naturally, what they were built for. And then I know on the other side, there's also nature versus nurture, where you kind of are grown up in the ways of men pursue. The issue, I don't want to say it's an issue, but the difference with today is that women have all autonomy to do whatever the men do, right? So I think that's where a lot of the I guess, what do you want to call it, perversion of roles? Confusion of roles.
Yeah, and it's frustration. And honestly, that's a good point, Rance. Like, I think that, to what you were saying, hey, buddy. I think that to what you were saying, there's some real wisdom there. Because when it comes to this whole dynamic of the men pursuing women, it doesn't make you any less than the man. Right, I know that's for some of you. You kind of hear this, and there's something in you. It's like the Amazon warrior wants to come out and punch somebody in the face. In all honesty, if anything, it builds you up. Right, it makes you who you are supposed to be, queen. All right.
Yeah, let him serve you,
queen. Let the man come to you. Right, let the king come after you, fight for you, pursue you, get through whatever obstacles to get to you. That's not weaker. If anything, that's an elevation of who you are, and you need to stay there. Right, so please don't hear anything else outside of that.
And that doesn't mean that you have to be a damsel in distress or helpless or not putting in any work in your relationship either. You don't have to be girly, because I don't think it's girly.
It's okay to smile though. You don't have to be girly. It's okay to smile. Some of y'all look like a box of saltine crackers. You just look salty all the time. Put a smile on your face. It's okay to smile. It's okay to... Anyway, that's gonna be another... before I even go there, just but smile. And I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
What's your take on a man paying for a meal? Because I used to have to fight homegirl.
Yes, he did have to fight me. Dating,
he
did have to fight me.
She almost refused. She refused to allow me to pay for the meal. I got this.
I did.
I got my half. Got my dessert too. Matter of fact, I got the extra sprinkles that I put on my ice cream. Don't need your money, player.
That is what I did.
I was like,
whoa. But it's really how I was.
Whoa.
Oh my God. It's really how I was raised. Like, my parents always made sure, growing up, especially Caribbean households, they're like, don't come home with nobody's toys. Don't come home with nobody's
You couldn't come back with nobody's nothing.
Make sure that whoever gave you that toy yesterday, you bring it back today.
Yep.
And that kind of grew up into just, like, I always had money from my parents. I always... my dad always made sure I had funds.
Which is wisdom. That's good. You need to have something on you.
But the thing is that they were playing their role. They were my parents, right? I didn't have a husband. I didn't have somebody who was supposed to be like, buy me nothing.
Absolutely.
At that point anyway.
Right.
But the thing is that I took that on in the relationship.
She twisted that.
Because I don't think parents these days...
it wasn't taught.
Right. It wasn't taught.
It wasn't explained.
Listen, man, when you start dating, make sure that boy pay for you. Even though whenever we went out, I still had money of my own.
Yeah. And you should. And let me just speak to that real quick, Rance. You should have your own money, because you don't know this Negro person. He could be crazy. You're gonna need your own money to bounce.
It's about
if he gives you a ride,
Uber.
get an Uber. Like, you need to have your own something.
True.
And he may be bugged out, not have his. You're like, no, sir, I'm good. I'm out. I don't need your car. I don't need nothing from you. And then you just run with your money,
right?
And you don't need nothing from him. So it's good to have that, but it should be expected that man is paying for the meal. Don't be coming up in there like,
not just the meal, but whatever you're doing.
Whatever you do, the date.
If he's taking you out, which he should be taking you out,
paying for it.
Yes,
he should be taking you out.
He should be wooing you.
Yes, he should.
Wooing you, whining and dining.
Yes, he should.
And I know sometimes as a woman, we want to do special things for our significant other, especially on their birthday, and that's fine, that's cool. But I think the majority of the time, the man should be the pursuer. Even in marriage now, John, like, we have to, like, what do we have to do? Like, schedule.
Yeah, we do. No, because, with time with kids and all that other stuff, you have
kids.
It's a little more difficult. But yeah, I agree with your premise for the most part. The man should, in the same way that, listen, don't take these things for granted and think things are going to change once you get married. You are setting the precedent when you are dating. You are letting it be known, this is what we're doing now, so what we're doing.
This for life.
This is it.
I'm writing you letters.
Listen here.
To the grave. Feel me? Like,
all of that. Right?
I'm sending you to the spa.
This is what it is.
Every month.
Paying for your hair now. I'm going to be paying for it when we get married.
Exactly.
Right? Paying for your nails now.
So you set the precedent.
So just if that's what you want to do, just know that's what you setting yourself up for, and it should be that whatever you do naturally.
Yeah.
Don't shortchange her now because you want to be cheap and not put in a lackadaisical effort. Don't do that. Right?
And I think men have the capacity to kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me not put my foot in my mouth.
Anyway.
But if they started out that way, they have the ability to keep going. I think it's just prioritizing and making sure that they just don't get complacent.
Correct.
Again, women, you're
women
more than free to do something great for your man. Because Jonathan always says to me, "Why don't you ever plan something for me?"
One time.
You know,
It happened once. You know.
So I think, you know, every now and then is nice to do.
Yeah.
Of course, but you know.
And while we're on that, just the last thing, women, if you were making yourself up, dolling yourself up all the time, being fresh and nice, you know, eating right when you were dating, when you get married, don't be acting brand new. You can't even put on some lip gloss, your lips chapped. Can't even put on some chapstick, some Carmex. Don't do that. All right. So in the same way, those same things apply for you too. Right. So the long and short of it is that we believe the man should be pursuing the woman, and that doesn't lessen the value of a woman.
Yeah.
It actually, if anything, elevates you and puts you in your rightful place, and it puts the man in his rightful place, right? And so you can leave us your comments. You know, we have our email. You can send us your own comments, send us some questions, let us know what you want to talk about next. We also have a podcast. What's the name of the podcast, friends?
Pillow Talk. How
your marriage can be saved.
Yeah, I almost forgot.
Yeah, you were bugging. Pillow Talk, your marriage can be saved.
Yeah, that's a little bit more nitty gritty with the marriage sense.
You can listen to that too, even if you're single, because it'll help you.
You can.
Yeah, it'll help you.
Just be forewarned.
Just get ready.
Get you some popcorn and sit down somewhere.
Because we are pretty honest.
Yeah.
So, because we want you to be as prepared as possible. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here with us and our baby. We hope you enjoyed. Remember, thumbs up, subscribe. Just pretend the thumbs down ain't even there. Just don't even look at it. Thumbs up. That's all. All right, see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.